Hallo? Hallo, hallo, hallo? Hello, Dragon Cap Man. I'm listening to a banger today. Hello, Clayman. Hello, Viguna. More? No way? What do you mean, no way? What are we no weighing at? Dude, I've been working on refactoring audio. This was like, what's it, 25%? 25% is, no, 12.5% bigger. I sped up audio code again by 12.5% at least. Somehow. And I'm still finding new improvements. I'm not even fully done yet. Dude, the original audio is so dog shit. It's crazy. Hello, Sultan. Any OST wishes for today? Hello, Papi Prinny. You know what? We're listening to this. Wait, never mind. The song is offensive. I can't listen to it. Hello, Ashen Go. Metroid Prime. Ha! Oh. I don't have the space here. How many times you do overworld drafting? Well, we gotta get the overworld perfect. It's a big fucking level, dude. And it's the most important level in the game. You better get it right. How many do we have? 16, 21, and we have 1, 2, 3. 1. 1, 2, 3. So we need 15 secret stars. Well, actually, we already have 5 secret stages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're missing 10 more secret stars. Right. 21 overall stars, and then we have our total of 180 stars. That's perfect. 3 stars from browser level bosses, I think that's fine. We can make the last boss give a star. Yeah. Man, that fucking chat today. No OST wishes? That's crazy. Spyro OST? Let's do it. Okay, so we had 11 out of 21 stars that are planned. Where do you find the maps for a sec? I've only found the old demo. There's only the old demo. I only played the old demo because she cancelled the entire hack. Otherwise I would not have played it. Hello Yoshi Bobby. So one idea that was brought up today is that once you do certain actions, NPCs from the worlds would visit the overworld. And I said I'm fine with that if they have a purpose. So maybe we can tie the NPCs that are coming out of levels to some stars. But also I would really like to tie some of the Yoshis into stars. So rebuilding the Yoshi's houses for them. I want that to do something. Maybe there's other ways you can help the Yoshis. Maybe there's like a harvesting minigame. I think I got it from RHTC or from her Discord. I don't remember. Oh right, there's only 14 overall parts now. I forgot. But yeah, we definitely need more Yoshi stars, so the Yoshi's being happy is one of them. I think a harvesting minigame would be cool, where you help them harvest something. Or maybe like a harvesting lottery. Like, oh, for 15 coins, I'll let you harvest one of my watermelons, and then you ground pound it, and there might be a star in there. Hello Yoshi Egg Hatch. That could be a good one. That could be a good event, like a Yoshi just laid an egg, and you need to help him somehow. Like, maybe he just laid an egg, and you have to find a warm binky for him. And then later he hatches. What would you do to help the Yoshi egg hatch? The idea of just permanently spawning in a new Yoshi on the island is so cool. How does the Dory thing work again? Oh, I see. That makes sense. I mean, a warm banky is like perfect for hatching an egg, or a warm blanket, but it would be awkward to carry around a blanket. He immediately goes to work in the Yoshi mines. True. Yeah, Kaki, I have done a few of those. I think you'll very much like those. Hello, Akire. Look in general in your Discord. So on IRL, GameCube and Wii dev kits. It's kind of cool that it exists. How to hatch an egg. You just need an incubator. So how to help the Yoshi? Chirukaki, wouldn't that be cool? We were born in the 1900s. I was born in the 1900s and they didn't let me in on the N64 games. Rude. Hello, Velza. Maybe there just should be a Yoshi egg that hatches over time, and you don't actually do anything for it. The Yoshis are very much capable of taking care of themselves. So the egg just happens, and then maybe you do something with the baby Yoshi. It is Spyro music. Number 2, Yoshi lays an egg at X stars, it hatches at X plus Y stars. Count 5 actually. For being able to catch one of your streams, love your work and videos. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're currently planning out the Overworld events. We need 10 more stars in the Overworld to make it complete, and I'm very sure we can do it somehow, but I'm thinking of good stars. Lava steamed incubator, open a hot water base and need a volcano to warm the sand, or maybe the egg needs to be placed to be comfy, or the eggshell is too thick and it's just difficult to break out. Yeah? The eggshell being, like, tough is a fun idea. So maybe at X plus Y stars, the egg just starts hopping around. And it's like, I can't break out. Get me out of here. Maybe you can talk to the egg and the egg says, get me out of here. And then you break him out of there. Maybe he tells you that he will repay you. And the next time you enter, or maybe like an hour after that, in real game time, he gives you a star. I think that's a fun idea. Let's see that. Let's do it, yeah. The egg is ready to hatch, but he can't get out. You see the egg scale crazy and jump up and down. When you come near the egg, there is a text box. You can break the egg with a punch or ground pound. After you've broken the egg, he thanks you and tells you that he will repay you. Come back 1 hour or more of real time to get a free star. I don't know if I like 1 hour of real time, but I think it works. Maybe we should also have like an alternate condition, or if you have 170 plus stars, so that way if you're at the end of the game and this is the last star you get, then he instantly has the star for you. A squash and stretch is difficult to use in animations because it's not supported by Mario 64's engine. And I am hoping to eventually get quaternion animations in, which would be a new format that would allow for squash and stretch. It doesn't have anything to do with quaternions themselves, it's just the format is better, the one that we thought up, but I haven't implemented it yet, so it's not possible. That's true, Pappy, but I don't want to add a bunch of unnecessary power-ups. It's the format that allows it, Kaki, not the quaternions. I think I made that pretty clear. Well, it is easy to support, it just isn't supported right now. When Mario's hand scales, they have like a special function for that. It's not actually part of the animation. No, it has nothing to do with quaternions. I mean, if you encode something else in quaternions, then they're not really quaternions anymore. They're just numbers. Everything is numbers. But actually I kind of do, because quaternions have 6, 5, 5, 3, 6 values, right? And 0 is there. So we have more negative values than positive values. So what I'm gonna do is the max negative value on a quaternion is gonna represent that scale is gonna follow instead of quaternion coordinates. They just do it in the behavior code, Keaton. It's not an animation. In the sense that like animation is like a bone thing. I mean, of course it's animated, but like, you know what I mean. Anyway, more Yoshi interactions. So I think that a harvest thing would be cool, where you have to harvest something. Maybe the harvest would be like palm trees, because palm trees are easy to harvest, you can just punch them. The mole blacksmith. Right, the mole blacksmith. He's just gonna be here for the gold tooth. How do you actually meet the mole blacksmith? I didn't think about that at all. Maybe after you beat the mole mission. Is there gonna be a mole blacksmith? Wait. Oh. Okay, let's do this. The Monty Mole Smith only becomes available after you beat the Monty Mole mission in Grand Sand Badland. This is perfect, because Grand Sand Badland is right here via the train station, so we can make it so that once you beat the mole there, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm sorry for being a dickhead. I will actually help you out now. More or less work than what? The matrices, of course it's less work than matrices. The matrices is like, I think 37 multiplications. Quaternion is like 16 max. But no, we're still going to have to multiply matrices. We're actually going to have to make a matrix out of quaternions. Because if we just multiply quaternions, then we lose the scale and the translation. And that's not good. We don't want everyone to animate at the world origin with no scale. Schwachkopf. Ooh. let's think about the levels, and if there's a character that we can make come into the overworld from there, that would give us a star. So Bunny Brushwoods obviously has a ton of bunnies. It also has the Goomba King. The Goomba King I think is funny because the Goomba King is like, I'm done being with these minions. So if he came to the overworld to do something, that would be great. I'm kind of imagining him to just like come to the overworld and sit at the beach and just start fishing. He's like, yeah, I'm done, dude. I'm done being with these goons. They're so stupid. They keep dropping the boulder on my head. I kind of want that. Imagine him just chilling here, fishing forever. He's done being evil. Goomba King appears here after you've beaten his mission in Bunny Brushwoods. Fishing at the shore, still complaining about his inept minions. He never actually catches a fish though. Another boulder hitting him in the overworld. Oh, that's mean. But no, come on man, the guy has suffered enough. We can have him just chill at the beach. You know what, as character growth, he no longer wears his crown. We'll do that. He's not gonna wear the crown anymore. He's gonna be like, I'm done being king. I don't see how he would lead to a star, but he is a very funny idea, so that's why I want him. That's true, but I don't see how, you know, you hit them with a boulder and rule of 2 or 3, I don't know what that is. Now for the Divine Dino Domain, there isn't really much of a story going on. The whole story here is passive, as in you discover the story rather than experiencing it, and it's like a story that I've in the past. But maybe once Biobag's rework is done, I will have some ideas for this, but right now, there's nothing. Let me just keep this card open. Dude, I was supposed to upload a video today, but Squarespace is slow as hell. So my sponsor code didn't work, and that sucks. If he learns how to fish or gets what he needs to fish, he can catch a star with his haul. Yeah, I mean, we could easily implement a side mission where you like help him fish and then that does something. But for now, I think it's fine to just have him be here as a character. Yeah, Divine Dino Domain, I mean there's a bunch of Shy Guys here. So we could easily say something like, okay, the Shy Guys flee from here and now they're here, but honestly I think that's poopy, so let's not do that. This one is interesting. This is Rainbow Grotto. Rainbow Grotto has the story with the Nippers that are trying to be friendly at first, but then turns out they were the villains. With the DJ Piranha. And Boonart, the friendly boo, that helps you prank people. But I think Boonart just really likes to sit in his shack, and there actually is something you get from interacting with him during the acts after the story is finished. So maybe that's not the right play. But we did want Boonart's wife to appear somewhere in the game, so maybe that's an idea. my dear wife Beatrice. I love my boo very much. I'm a very lucky boo to have her. Once we took a trip and dash at all if she wasn't stuck in place, too scared to move because of all things, a statue. So what if there was a statue somewhere in the overworld and Boonard's wife is stuck on the statue? That's basically setting up one joke and then calling back. That joke, that rule is mental illness. It is approximating a ground truth with a big principle that's not necessarily always the best or even true. But don't worry, we will just make a good thing without relying on principles or rules like that. Hello Asa Easy. What's up? Asa, I have planned your level into the overworld. It's going to be over here. This is going to be full of oil, and then you beat the big evil oil block boss in course 11. And then that lets players go to your level. Isn't that cool? New name for you today? Am I not calling you always Asa Easy? Asa Easy? Tino turning. Anyway, Beatrice. I for sure want Beatrice to appear somewhere. Maybe she's just a very faint Easter egg. Something that's hard to see. I think it would be really funny if the Bowser animatronic is what made her freeze. If you remember, boos are shy, and when you look at them, they kind of try to disappear. So what if that animatronic is what made her shy? What if just opposite of here, up there you could see Beatrice being shy as hell. Maybe we could even make Mario go up there and talk to her somehow. What would you get for that? Just coins? And she would only show up after you've gotten all-stars in Rainbow Grotto. She doesn't give you anything anymore. I think I like that. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do that. Opposite of Bowser's neck. Beatrice is shy and scared. She only appears after all 7 stars in Rainbow Grotto. Need the Yoshi coins. And talking to her just gives you 5 coins and a new Boonard text box. Also gives you a new credit scene for Rainbow Grotto, maybe? You get an ultra super cool mega sound effect. Ooh. Oh, from Boonard. No. Do you use your own or open source microphone for this mod? And the microcode was the reason Portal 64 was cancelled. Was the microcode the reason Portal 64 was cancelled? No, this sounds crazy to me. Okay, first off, the reason Portal 64 was cancelled, in my opinion, is because the guy didn't want to work on it anymore. And I get it. It's it sucks. Then after that, I think the reason he didn't wanna, he was told that Valve would not support his project, which is the reason that he cancelled it, because he had hoped Valve would support it and they didn't. I thought was that he was using Lib Ultra. Rather than the microcode. Or was it because our Lib Ultra is this easy to replace, but the microcode, oh no, we can't deal with that. Lib Ultra is not a microcode, Lib Ultra is an operating system. But Lib Ultra is fairly easy to replace, and it's not that much work to replace. The microcode though, F3D, is going to be a lot more difficult to replace. Why did he do all of that instead of inserting a face? That's a good question. I could have just insert. I guess I wanted it to be in the middle. The end of the camera, what happens if Mario turns around halfway through a tunnel and walks back out? Honestly, I still have to figure that one out. Oops, I exported the wrong level. This is a weird Blender file because there's 2 levels in it instead of just 1. Uh-oh. Need to make clean. Oh god, this is gonna take forever. But yeah, I use F3DX3, which still is not like a microcode that you can legally just use and sell your game. However, if I was to ever make a PC part of this, then the microcode would not be part of it, because the microcode has to be emulated anyway, so it wouldn't matter. I don't know what new gen means. So right here could be Bullyress Cove. And we're just gonna put like 5 coins in there before. Or maybe like a blue coin switch. Yeah, let's do that. Talking to her just makes her appear in the grotto. In her place is also a blue coin switch, so the alcove isn't useless beforehand. Grey World, true. Are you considering making the next version of your hacks? Once you are done with hacking, well, make that a PC port. What? Schizo posting? What do you mean? Are you asking if I'm gonna turn this into a PC port once I'm done? Or what is this next version thing? Right, that's Bullyress done. Next, the zoo. Okay, the zoo is cool. The zoo has Wario, who is leaving. Once you're done with hack, will you start hacking the PC port? No! He's talking about recomp, which is like better, but like, what does hacking recomp mean? Recomp is not a thing you hack, it's a program. Hello Liliana Uvo. Okay, so this one's cool because we have both Wario exiting the zoo and then he has to be somewhere. And then we also have the penguins. So what if Wario just sold you one overpriced star? What if he just sold your star for 1,000 coins once he's evicted from the zoo? I think that would be a good one. After beating Wario out of the zoo, he goes into the overworld and opens a stand where he sells you one single star for 1,000 coins. I think that's good. We definitely need coins to have a purpose here. How do you make sure the hub world is compact enough to minimize unused space and unnecessary walking? This is why we're doing drafts first. It allows us to just move stuff around very easily without being painful. That way we don't have that issue. I'm not sure if you saw the early streams, but during the early streams I moved a lot of stuff around and made overworld shorter and shorter. I mean, I can walk around here for a second, and then you can tell me if it's too long. So this is here for cinematics, that kind of needs to be there. And then this is the overworld where you actually are. And I guess you could argue that this is a bit of a long empty stretch, but hopefully once we actually like make the overworld, there will be more stuff to do there. This is cool, I think. I guess there's still a little bit of like long empty stretches like this. So definitely still got some work to do to improve that. Also this. Yeah, we definitely need to improve that still. So I guess we haven't made sure yet, but don't worry about it. With the power of drafting, we will easily be able to iron those kinks out. Should I run button so you can run at 6 arenas per frame to fix a long stretch problem? True. Bro is a magician. Next we got Ghoul Guy Galleon. Ghoul Guy Galleon has the captain, but I feel like he is not a character that should leave his ghost ship ever. You clip this? What is this? Leaving? Consider another hack. Will you start hacking the PC point? No. There's a good amount of disgust in that no. That's a good no. What we should be more later with later, something rare to scam the player with. Buying a star seems a bit basic and kind of annoying to the player. You are correct that that's a little basic. I don't think it's annoying though. I mean, if we at some point have a better idea, then I'm definitely up for changing it. Is there a way to make the rope bridges smooth and Wario, you know, like in real life? Yes, there is. And I actually have done that in like course 5 and course 2 already. I will probably add that to course 1, and I'll definitely add it here. So, no, I don't think we want to make any ghosts leave here. There's also already the ghost mission here, so there would be double ghosts, and that's not good. Hello, audio atmosphere. This cave here is interesting. There needs to be something in the cave. Zelda, we finished the ghost lift level 3 years ago. We're not adding ghost versions of characters to it now. I'm not adding Goomba pirates into the cave. No, I was thinking like a platforming challenge, or maybe like a difficult to see thing. When it goes looking for purpose after being evicted from the pirate ship, they need a new haunt. Well, there's... okay, I will explain this again. There is a treasure chest here that you can open, and once you open it, you open Pandora's box, and a bunch of the ooh, gooby wooby ghosts from Yoshi's Island come out, and you have to beat them to get a star. So there are kind of wandering ghosts like that, like banished ghosts. So I'm not interested in doubling up on that. So what I'm thinking here is if there was a cave that you can't really see the entrance from this direction, but you can see it from this direction, or maybe something glowing. Maybe some glowing mushrooms that grow on the ceiling walls would be cool. And then you have to climb along the mushrooms. Shangri from Mario Kart GBA has a pirate ship in the background that shoots cannonballs at the player. Is such a thing planned for your mod? There's an actual pirate ship attacking as an event here. Hello, Sonic the Hedgehog. We are planning the Overworld. Do you hear video game music, except Mario music? Sonic, maybe? Sonic has pretty great music. Yeah, I need an idea for the cave. The cave sucks right now. Yeah, Sonic game music is like 10 out of 10, and then Sonic games is just like 4 out of 10. It's like almost disrespectful to the music composers. I hear somebody say they need an idea. We always need ideas. I'm currently thinking about the best way for the cave. I think the cave needs a secret star somehow. I was thinking we're gonna put glowing shrooms in this cave here, and that would look cool. Would kind of fit well with like the glowing crystals being on that side. Actually, we need glowing crystals here. We need this to look like the back entrance to Course 3. What if this was the back entrance to Course 3? Oh, also, I ran the beta test of Course 3 and it went pretty well. I think this is a very solid level now. I also ran a beta test of Course 11 And unfortunately I fucked up and made the game crash everywhere because I was testing my random function and I didn't notice it, so RAM corrupted itself at runtime. But what they did play so far showed that all our designs were working as intended. And they seemed to think the level was really funny, which is good. So I'm starting to run a lot more beta tests. I'm actually gonna send people ROMs with individual levels, just so we can get feedback on what needs to change. And I'm finding so many like super minor improvements. It's very good. Anyway, I think the Crystal Caves should have a back entrance, or the Rainbow Grotto. Daring today, aren't we? Bro! I need to do something. But I think the back entrance to the stage being here would be way cooler. This is part of the improving Mario Kart 64 project, yeah, and a game that works on N64. This game works on Nintendo 64, but it's unrelated to Mario Kart 64. And yes, this is the game that I optimized the source code for. What if the back entrance to the level put you behind the mirror? What if you were able to go behind the mirror? I don't know what that would do. True, Biovac. No front to this level, but what's the word? This doesn't feel as juicy as our other levels, you know what I mean? The other levels are so juicy. This is so whitewashed. The other ones are like... I'm bad with words. That is daring, Biobag. You've never been able to go behind the mirror. I don't know what you would do behind the mirror, but imagine if you could go there. Maybe that's not good, because like, what if you just go behind there and there's nothing there? And then it's like, okay, what's the point of that? Mario 64DS did it. Ah! I mean, the stage looks amazing. Well, I mean, it looks fine. Compare it to this area here. This area here actually looks pretty good. You can instantly see like, okay, this is much juicier. No, I mean, it's obviously still great looking. It's just not as juicy. I think it's like the intense colors that are missing because it's so white. Okay, so if we don't do a back entrance for this level, what do we do in that cave? There has to be something hinting at the fact that the Crystal Caves is right here. Because this is the Rainbow Grotto. This is the Rainbow Grotto entrance, and then this is where the cave is. There has to be some relation. We could have rail ride tracks here. Can we get a secret mirror entrance? Add some hint to go into the mirror and the power-up that allows us to... No! What if no secret entrance, but I can see part of the level from the cave and vice versa? But you want to play it again from the back end, it's nothing. A feeling of connectivity. Oh, it's a strong fucking light there. I can't really see which part of the level you would see. I think it's just the floor texture that's really the problem, Kyle. What's your favorite level and course of the Mario games that you've played? I remember liking the fantasy of that level on Mario Sunshine that gets flooded with goop a lot. Easy Maze-Escape is pretty good, Bombs Fortress is pretty good. This is tough. My new expert combine instantly makes the lights look 200% better. I'm pretty sure this alone will make it look a lot better. True. What I actually did for most of the level is use these additive lights here, which kind of serve the same purpose, but they are pretty expensive and they don't look that good. There is no such part Peppy Pretty, except like behind the mirror, but obviously that's not a real part. They don't look additive to you at all. Well, they are fake additive, so fair point. Yeah, they're not really additive. Well, you can see a little bit of additiveness here. But yeah, it doesn't look that good. We're not no, Dennis. Just no. I disagree. Sometimes just sitting on one thing for a long time is good. It puts you on the right headspace. It is like a mix between decal and additive, but I'm like, yeah. I agree with you that your new combiner will look a lot better. What's above the secret cave part anyway? It's a mountain. You still gotta actually put like a mountain here, so that this overworld actually makes any sense at all. Most of this is mountains and forests with just some stuff in between. Like if you look at this, this is all mountain, this is all forest. This whole thing here is forest. Behind here is forest, and then this is all mountain. Come to think of it, I've never really defined this mountain here. Let's do that real quick. Like so. I think behind the mirror, you'll need to at least give the player something you want to do, but that's probably the most adult background. Bank out would be great. The problem is we already have 7 stars in that stage, so there's nothing we can really give the player. We actually even have more than 7 stars in this place, because there's a Boo that's mourning his wife who is stuck being stared at by a statue. And then here's gonna be the statue, and there's gonna be the Boo, and she already gives you nothing. She's just the new text box if you find her. And she is supposed to be like a super thing. Just gonna give you like a special credit scene, I guess. This is kind of not too good on this part of the overworld. I think I will just connect it like so. Hello, Mark Max. But no, we don't need this to go into the level. We just need to ensure that being in here makes you feel like you can see part of this level here. So you get the sense that, hey, I'm physically right next to this level. This whole island is actually connected. That's what we want the player to notice. We don't actually need this to have any gameplay implication, we just want the feeling of interconnectivity. How about glowing mushrooms root that extend into the level itself? Yeah. That is a decent idea. Yeah, glow crystals emerging from walls was also my idea, or, you know, the minecart tracks. We do have these minecarts here that could definitely just fall out of there. It's not direct enough. It does have a risk of the player missing it. This area goes through the overworld part. That is a very cool idea. Let me think about where that would be. But we need to make sure that you can't get to the overworld from there. Just remember, you can just walk this path back up. But I'm not opposed to having this go through the overworld. It could be really, really cool. So if we have this go through the overworld here, we just need a way to make it so the player can't get back up. And wait, we also need to make sure the player can't get to the level from the overworld. Because imagine if you get here and now you just have to walk down these. That would be poopy. Trust invisible wall, no! Yeah, you can just put it on an EverDrive. Look, I can just press this button here. And it's on my summer guard. Ta-da! And it runs just like that on N64. This is a banger level on N64. Have you ever seen an N64 game look this beautiful? Man. Yeah, I was thinking of a window too, like a grate panel that just goes to the overworld, but that feels so cheap. Talking about the route that you use mushroom-like stuff to act as grids, you can see through it, but not go through it, making it a little more accessible. Cooker's bad for day is 190p, doesn't count, and also doesn't look as good. It's insulting. What if we have an image of the overworld mapped to a big crystal, and the crystal has environment mapping to warp the image? Is there like an image of it anywhere? How is it so hard to find a reflection?
Hi, it's Mark Homan from Paul's Photos here. And I was sitting in the dining room tonight, in the living room, and I saw that wonderful, the light would maybe laugh. What am I gonna
Show me the crystal!
I'm focusing right here with the 70 to 200. So I've got the
You
70 to 200.
asshole! Sorry. 32 by 32. Yeah, that is a problem. So maybe that kind of ruins that plan. I do not control the Twitch ads, unfortunately. I have no choice but to allow them, otherwise there will be even more ads. What is going on with my audio? Is this in spiral? It is. There was a comment on the video that was complaining about it. Okay. We can't make the infinite happy hole visible. That's a bad spot. I also don't like making the ice caves visible. What if we just say fuck it and break down like an entire wall, and that entire wall just shows the overworld? Like, would that be terrible? Can't be this wall. Would have to be a wall over here. Yeah, like this wall here, to the right. What if we break that down and that just shows the overworld? The mirror is actually... Oh... I like that. That is going behind the mirror without going behind the mirror. Daring today, aren't we? Yeah, making the mirror one way is perfect. Alright, let's me note that down. The mirror in Rainbow Grotto is one way. You can see through the mirror from this side and look into the level. I don't see the link. I think YouTube killed it. Okay, So we have the mirror here, then we also need the crystals around here. There's no way around it, unfortunately. Glowing crystals on the wall next to Rainbow Grotto. And we need a secret star here. There just needs to be a star here. I think without a star we're lost. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do, but anyway, we're not going with the reflection idea, so it doesn't matter actually. It's just a fire ice world and a big house level to go with the glowing mushrooms. I didn't say glowing mushrooms, I said we need the glowing crystals because it's right next to crystal caves, alright? If they're not there, then like, what's the point? That would feel wrong if they weren't there. Unless we want to drop some lore that there's something special about this cave that makes the mushroom, the crystals glow. Like, but it's also fitting in Yoshi's Islands. If you look at the Yoshi's Island grotto levels, the cave of Harry Hedgehog, it's also got this glow in the crystals. Here too. But not around the mirror glass. No? I think we do. Well, okay, what we could actually do is to make it so that the only light you see in this cave is from the entrance and the exit and the window. Yeah, okay, same idea, Bioback. The only light sources are the entrance, the exit, and the mirror, and the 1 or 2 Rainbow Grotto. So that's what we'll do. So it's supposed to be a narrow path, but bottomless on both sides, or do you want to make it safer? I kind of don't like that you can die in the overworld. So on one end I would like it to be safer. On the other, it kind of needs to be dark for this to work at all. I still want there to be a secret star here. Maybe there's something you have to do in the dark. Secret path you can't find without the hints. Maybe this shouldn't be a dark pit, but rather just a stop. Actually, that doesn't work. It's the reason why we can't have a stagnant green water at the bottom of this cave and some cliffs to climb up at the entrance. No, that's a very good idea. I like that. Let me just add that real quick. And then maybe the secret star can be if you dive down or something. No maze split off to the side? No. Hello, Diats. What's a crystal that Mario can pick up and it acts as a light source and reveals a path in the dark light. They are appearing platforms in the ice castle. Ooh. Oh, that's a cool idea. Should the entire path be like that? And then maybe it splits off somewhere? Let me get a quick vibe check here. Okay, this is with the water to find the hidden entrance. Something like that. Hello, tea time. Well, if there was a star here, it would cause a big glow and it would be pretty easy to find, right? So we have that option available to us. Nope, it's just part of the overworld. So over there is going to be the window to Rainbow Grotto. And then here could be a little glowing crystal that you can pick up. Yeah, exactly. So you'd have the crystal and you'd walk along here. Oh my god, that's a long walk for a crystal. I think there would have to be a bunch of platforms in between that you can jump on, and then some jumps you have to make without the crystal. Yeah, okay. Listen to this. What if the crystal is right at the beginning and you use it to reveal a glowing path. Maybe the crystal is here and you see a little bit of a path here. You walk along the path with the crystal, and then here there's going to be a jump that you can't make with the crystal in hand. So you jump over and pick up the next crystal. And then again you walk, and then right here there is a jump you can make without the crystal, but it's difficult. So now what you're gonna most likely do is drop the crystal and jump over here. And then if you still have the crystal here, there's a last path that you can use to get to the star. Right, it would be required for navigation, but you would drop it a couple times and then do normal jumps and platforming, just so it's not all walking forward. Oh, I see, so you think it should just be dark, but still visible? Well, you're only gonna go through the cave one time realistically. There's also the idea that you could pick up the crystal here and then walk all the way around and get to this side. But that's obviously terrible. Well, you would see the star pretty obviously, like, floating over there, making a light. Well, we could make it so that the crystal isn't required, but makes it slightly more comfortable, so most people will do it. Let me think what the path would look like. Would it just be like a floating rock path, maybe? Would it be a more surreal path that appears? Like in the ice castle? Would it be like a light path? Would it be like in Mario Galaxy, where it's just a fucking carpet? What about the idea that you have to drop the crystal twice and do some platforming in between though? And that there's two different crystals to pick up? I think that has the advantage that you would see the crystal over here right away from when you're at the entrance. And you would see that the crystal is what makes the path appear. Right, but if it's fun to platform past this, then I think it's fine bioback. Also again, this is a path you will likely just walk once. Maybe twice if you're trying to get the star and haven't gotten it the first time. No, the water is just water. Falling in the water sucks. That's an issue. Like, it sucks more than it should suck. A very quick method of space between the points. Cannon mine convention, but you need to go for a pattern with the crystal reach star. Oh, I like that. Let's think about how that would work. I think though, regardless of what we do, this is gonna go. That seems entirely confirmed to me. I think zipline from one side to the other, and then a star somewhere above the zipline, so you can't just cheese it. Well, zipline doesn't quite work because it's going up, unless we made the player climb up here somehow, which I guess we could do. Full account of the overworld? Right now it's just 10,000 roughly, but this is just a draft. The final overworld is probably gonna have almost 100,000 polygons. Maybe not 100,000, maybe like 50,000. Yeah. Alright, fuck it. Zipline. Zipline it is. The idea that slow is normal and then you can be fast if you want to get the, that fast is normal and you can be slow if you want to get the star, I think it's very promising. Makes modeling the entrance a little bit awkward, but I think we can deal with it. Oh, you know what I never did? I never made sure that these transitions work fine. We gotta do that right now. Otherwise, we are in big trouble. Like, this does not work. Eres Grande, Waihakis und Tramoyo Incredible. Tralalero tralala. Sorry, I have brain rot. I love Tralalero tralala. He is so funny. Yes, very similar to that toilet duck. Well, Koopa Carnival uses something even different, but yes, kind of. My daughter was flowing really fast, so if you fall in, it pushes you to the start really fast. That sounds like a good idea. You are a Pim fanboy? Get out of here. So I'm guessing you have the same Instagram or Twitter or TikTok algorithm as me. TikTok, I see. See, I'm only on Instagram when I'm pooping, and I know about Tralalero Tralala. Dude, I had the best possible introduction to these memes that you can imagine. See, what happened to me is, the first thing I see is a reel of Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about whether Bombardiro Crocodilo or Tralalero Tralala is better. And I had no idea who these guys were. And I'm just, you know, watching it while shitting. And he's talking about how Tralalero can push off meteors with his boots, but also swim really fast in the ocean. And I'm like, what the fuck is Tralalero? And then the next reel I see is like statistics about shark attacks. And it showed one shark attack, like, in a country that had no source of water anywhere, and it zoomed into that, and then it showed me Tralalero Tralala, and it's like, holy shit, this is the best reveal of the century. What the fuck is the context of this? Okay, wait. This is Tralalero Tralala. It's a fucking shark with boots. They say AI art has no soul. They have not seen Tralalero Tralala. He brings me happiness, alright? How can you hate AI art when Tralalero Tralala brings me so much happiness? So as to be arguing what these Patapim is racist, he cancelled, but Ballerina Cappuccina is a banger, and I thought he was just improvising random bullshit. It's funny that everyone has such a different angle to that. Hello, little Q-Packs. Are you saying it's wrong to only be on Instagram when you're pooping, or are you saying that you are there even when you're not pooping? Because I feel like you shouldn't go on Instagram when you're not pooping. I feel like that's like absolute proof that your brain is gone. What you doing with that entrance? I'm making it work with the new open world system, because it wasn't before. Instagram right now. You're on Twitch right now. I'd love to know what's your process for actually getting the models of Mario 64. I pressed the export button in Fast 64. There's quite a bit of history to this to actually like explain why that's a possibility. The only AI meme I've liked so far is the one of that Dr. Mario face. True. That one's good too. Dude, the AI hate has gotten so bad that people are accusing me of using an AI voice in my videos. Because I sound weird. Bro, I'm sorry, but I'm German. I'm not going to sound normal. I can't help it. Good, and anyways, why would you choose one with a German accent? To make myself more unique. We all know you're secretly an Indian pretending to be German. Like, I'm pretty sure I've gotten a comment like that before. I've gotten a lot of like really anti-Indian racist comments on my videos. It's kind of weird. I don't know where they're coming from or why I'm getting them. I don't think I sound very Indian. I don't know, I've been told my German sounds very unnatural too, so... Maybe they would then think that I am using an AI, because my German sounds unnatural. Why is the song going whoop whoop whoop? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Maybe it's because you are good at computer. Is that like an Indian thing? Isn't usually the accusation that Indian programmers are like cheap and terrible? But also the accusation is that when you want to learn programming, you just learn it from like an Indian man on YouTube. Not really understood yet how that part works. Ooh, this is kind of nasty. I think we just have to deal with that. This is a Dr. Mario video. Oh yeah, I know that one, it's good. I'm actually afraid to say that I like the AI Mario meme. Because I'm a YouTuber, and if I make any statement that crazy people disagree with and crazy people really love to hate AI, then I'm like in trouble. It's best to enjoy this quietly. True. Have you played Mario Mon? I have not. What? Why be afraid? I think I very clearly explained why. God, I'm actually gonna go so far as to say that I disagree that generative AI is soulless. There is still a human soul that made that. There is a human that decided to make that Mario Luigi AI video. They thought of the storyline. They put it together. It's their soul in that video. Even if they have not actually mastered any craft. The soul is in the story, not the visuals. Exactly! Let's say Gen AI is soulless, they don't mean anything. Make that as Gen AI at any point is soulless. Maybe the smart people don't mean that, but I've definitely seen people say it like that. I think sometimes Gen AI, like the fact that it's Gen AI even like enhances the enjoyment. For example, for me, on Only Up 64, the whole game is supposed to be like soulless, low effort, streamer bait, rage bait game. And I could have used any OST I wanted, but I went out of my way to pick AI generated music for it because it fits the vibe. It's like perfect for that. It's like, this isn't human made. This is made by an entity. This is made by someone who wants to min-max money. It's part of the art piece, you know? That it is using Gen AI. Because like it makes it more soulless, and it's supposed to be soulless. Anyway, I think the cave is good now and we can make the thing. Yasuku Simulator. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I can definitely see it being very valuable for satire. I've already seen the future for AI, and keep in mind, my politics and my opinions are 100% just schizophrenia based, but the future I see is people say you can't monetize AI unless you've trained it yourself, and then really big companies are going to train AI, and they're gonna make so much garbage, and people are going to eat it up. And no one else can make the same amount of garbage because they don't have the resources to train an AI. This is the future we're gonna get. And you know what? The people that are children now, they're 5 or 6, they're gonna grow up on AI movies. By the time they're old enough to understand what it is, they won't care anymore. I've seen the AI Family Guy and stuff like that. I have not. Actually, yes, I have. Totally fine with big cars being the only one with asses. That sounds so dystopian though, right? The way it's shoved down everyone's throat? Well, yeah, it's definitely very overused and annoying right now. I have an 8-month-old daughter. Actually, she's almost 9 months old now, and I definitely feel like I have to be careful with what she's gonna watch on TV, so she doesn't get brain rotted. It's too bad that nowadays every issue is turned into culture war bullshit, so you can't actually have like a proper discussion about anything. And because everything's turned into culture war bullshit, it's like hard to take anything serious that's being alarmed about. Oh yeah, definitely not letting my kid watch Cocomelon. I don't know what Hero X is. Never heard of it. Is it political? Because making anything into an us versus them issue is beneficial for both big American parties, and so they just keep doing that, I guess. I don't know. And somehow everyone else just has America's politics for some reason. What the fuck is Zelda talking about? What? Where'd that come from? the bad news, they're cancelling the donkey game for being woke. I've seen it on Twitter, dude. I don't think it's real. I think it's rage bait. I'm calling cap. No one believes it. It's rage bait. At some point of everything you say it's rage bait, maybe it's not pretending anymore. Okay, but what if you're rage baiting for like the clicks? Like you're being a complete idiot on purpose to get the clicks. Is that not reasonable? And then you just rage bait forever? I guess it's a lot easier to rage bait if you genuinely are like a complete moron, so maybe some of them are actually like that. And I don't know, man. If your marriage and life is pretending to be a moron, it gets you at some point. Well, I mean, imagine though if they make like a ton of money off of that. That would be smart, right? But it is true that if you repeat a lie often enough, you start believing it. That is a very real psychological phenomenon. Whose rage are you baiting and can it get someone killed? Well, usually you're rage baiting the people that disagree with the thing you're saying. Yeah, it's just rage bait is so profitable that I'm not really willing to believe that most things people say online are meant to be taken serious anymore. I don't have that suspension of disbelief anymore, you know? So lol Mario, am I right? True. I love Mario. But sometimes in this chat we have real discussions that are not bing bing wahoo, and I think that's okay. Well, of course, rage baiting is not morally defensible. I don't think anyone was arguing for that. I'm saying, though, you should probably just ignore it. Hello, Yota Pact. Welcome to the stream. Okay, that seems like a good send-off point for our thing. I think we've gotten there. Straight up jogging it to AI chatbots right now. God. I don't want to offend anyone, man, but if you are stroking it to AI chatbots, something went really wrong in your life. And I think you know. I'm just scared that like one person in my chat right now is actually doing that, and they're like, ah, fuck man, my favorite streamer is against me. So true, Case. Oh no. Case is rage baiting. No, if I want to rage bait, I have something way better. Dude, okay. Actually, no, I don't want to say who said this, but the best rage bait I have ever experienced, like in real life, was someone saying Ocarina of Time actually isn't even that good. Dude, that gets people going. You have no idea. Is it really rage baiting if it's true? Oh, Biobag, you can't say that. Shit, I didn't think we had that many Ocarina of Time haters in chat right now. When Just Mouse was mid as fuck, Miota wasn't directly involved and it showed, didn't get far in the 90s before quitting. Whoa. That is good rage bait. It's too bad you're not being serious right now. Tears of the Kingdom pisses off the fence, so I love it. What? Tears of the Kingdom? Okay, that's actually a bad take. Okay, my rage bait is Breath of the Wild is better than Tears of the Kingdom. And it's a genuine opinion I have. What do you think about the Switch 2? Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the Switch 2 yet. Is the software they showed for the Switch 2 looks cool. The fact that the controller can be used as a mouse is pretty cool. But really, there was no reason for a new hardware. You could have just released the software on the Switch 1. Waste of money, to be honest, for me. Okay, Portal 1 is way better than Portal 2. I think people that say Tears of the Kingdom is better or Portal 2 is better fall into the critic's dilemma. What do I mean by this? The critic's dilemma is when you consume a type of media and because you build like experience with the type of media, you start making guidelines for what you think should make a thing good. So for example, you might play games and then you might make the connection, hey, more game is more better, or more content is more better. And as a result, because you make these principles that are not necessarily true, you end up having to say that you prefer games that, if you actually measured your enjoyment, didn't enjoy as much, simply because your principles are off of what reality really is. This is the critic's dilemma, and I invented it. Building machines in Tears of the Kingdom is the best part. Unfortunately, the game does not encourage you to do that at all. It costs a lot of resources and has very little use, and they despawn pretty quickly. You think if you had people play Portal 2 first, they would still prefer Portal 1? Depends on how much time passed between the two games. Like, if they played Portal 2 first and then a year later Portal 1, I think they would prefer Portal 1. If you had them play them back to back, I think they would prefer Portal 2. They don't open doors, they buy you stuff. They are money. How does it encourage you to do that in depth? There's still no point in building the machines. There's like one machine you should ever build, and that's the thing that flies and gets you everywhere and is very cheap. And then it becomes trivial. Then it becomes like playing Mario 64 with press L to levitate type fun, where it's like not actually fun at all. The same thing I would prefer the game with no story, one type of puzzle and two types of environments across the whole game. It has a story. The story is what kind of glues Portal 1 together. Like, yeah, on paper it's just a bunch of test chambers that would be very mentally exhausting to get through, but they put easier puzzles in with the difficult ones in a way that it doesn't actually get exhausting. How's Breath of the Wild slop? What? What did I miss? Considering there's an evil robot and he must escape the facility to stop it. Well, at first the robot's friendly. I think that changes a few things. But you are right that it's not a very in-depth story. Breath of the Wild has one good thing. The best thing about Breath of the Wild, first of all, I mean, obviously the world is very endearing, but gameplay-wise, outside of story, the best thing about it is that every shrine you do, you get a new insight on how your kit works. It slowly expands your horizon as you play the game. Tears of the Kingdom does not have that. The Tears of the Kingdom kit is much more powerful, but because each individual tool is so much more powerful, the potential for combinations of how you use that is vastly reduced because there's a few combinations that are so powerful that they overcome any obstacle. The new meta deck in Pokemon TCGP. Oh, I haven't played the Pokemon TCG. I'm not familiar with anything meta about the TCG past what the Game Boy game had. Build your deck with one Pokemon and 18 different trainers? What the fuck? That does sound kind of fun. That's a fun side mode. I like that. It's so good you basically can't lose. Wait, what? But one of the two people has to lose. Oh, as in, it's not a side mode, it's like that's what your deck is. You build a deck with that. Okay, that's crazy. That sounds like some Yu-Gi-Oh type bullshit. I knew card draw in the Pokemon TCG was way too strong. So is it just you have so many trainer cards and you can do so many things in one turn that you have like all the options available to you? Yeah, Pokemon TCG is gonna fall the same way the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG fell. It's fun now, but wait until you have to read 15 paragraphs to do one thing. Since you always draw a Pokemon to your first 10, you can put your most powerful Pokemon there. Wait, what? That's not how it works in the Game Boy game. In the Game Boy game, you shuffle your deck, and if you don't draw a Pokemon, you shuffle it again and draw one less until you draw a Pokemon. So you would actually most of the time just start with one Pokemon in hand and nothing else. I will actually just put this here. Make sure not to get cancelled, I will try. So far I've made it almost to 300k without getting cancelled. It's amazing. Cancel culture is weird. My favorite was like this rapper little children, someone has to cancel them, and it's like, no, you don't need to cancel him, you need to fucking arrest them. Why are you talking about canceling, bro? This is a real issue. Don't date kids, don't be a Nazi. Yeah, those are good principles to live by. Bro, my lawyer was no, not 6 months of cancellation. That's what ProGyrant got, isn't it? 6 months of... Actually, no, he had like a full year of cancellation. That sucks. This guy released Super Trump 64 and wasn't... Yeah, but it was 2017. On 2017, you could literally call someone the hard R as an insult and not get cancelled. Which is what PewDiePie did. 2024 is different. 2025, actually. It is still insane to me that PewDiePie did that, and he's still like the third most subscribed channel on YouTube. He got cancelled? Not really. We're circling back. You saying the hard R is making a return? Actually, yes, I've been on Instagram. It definitely made a return on Instagram. Okay, Meta, where is this coming from? I will let it pass because it's you saying that, and I know you're Jewish. But if anyone else said that, I would be like, bro, what? You probably shouldn't say that even as a joke. What's eugenics? That's what the Nazis tried. Bro, I shouldn't be looking for a texture for this temporary piece of shit thing. I see, Meta. No, but if you've ever been on Instagram, you will know what I'm talking about. It is pretty bad. The guy invented Kellogg's cereals to stop children from joking it? What? This needs the same treatment that I did to the sliding. Grind hanging from a thing has the same bug as grinding used to have. That you needed to avoid all simulation red children from beating it crazy style, so you invented the blandest breakfast possible. Ah. But isn't... Ah, Kellogg's nowadays is full of sugar. They strayed from their mission. They had a vision and then they decided to just give up halfway through. That sucks, bro. Children are gonna go back to just stroking it crazy style because of him. True, you could absolutely go to my store and buy a Rambus mug. Cool, cool, cool. Definitely a bug I would like to have fixed real quick. I see. That sucks. Let's move it 6,500 coordinates. Everything in here. Oops. That should fix it. You know what case memes to put on the merch? Yeah, I need to make more memes. I think that's a terrible idea, Bioback. You were just 10 minutes ago, you were giving me a tutorial on how to not get cancelled, and now you're saying this. You lost the plot. What the fuck? Oh, cool. You need to get people to cancel so you get more popular. Well, if I ever get cancelled and I want to be popular again, I have to become like a right-wing grifter, I think. I think that'd be the way to go. So this is a threat. If you cancel me, I'm gonna grift the fuck out of everyone. I'm gonna start being like the craziest guy ever. You remember the fucking pronouns guy? I'm gonna be 15 times as bad. That's the going pretty well. Making some good progress. Will Yoshi delete it? Oh, took me a second. Yes, he's too woke for my game, dude. You need to sell supplements? Yeah. Oh no, Brummy, I didn't think about that part. You're not gonna mention Gyno? I think a genuinely nice guy. I know. I'm joking, don't worry. I don't think I'm gonna get cancelled. I don't know what for. Unless it's for like some stupid early stuff I made, or like comments I left on Super Mario World Central. Because I was wilding in the Super Mario World Central times. I was being a public nuisance on that website. But they deserved it, to be fair. Super Mario World Central was so weird. They gave us like a Mario 64 modding forum, and then they didn't make any of us Mario 64 mods, and then they complained that we made our forum so dirty and no one was cleaning it. Dude, that feels like being gaslit almost. Crazy thing to pull off. Cover all grounds by posting 2 videos. The Vogue Left tried to cancel me for this game, and the alt-right hates this game because they hate real art. Ooh. Honestly, yeah, if I ever get cancelled, I can go full shit posting, full like stop making any sense at all. I power stars in your world for this game, also at Playable Luigi. There are plenty of power stars we're hiding in the overworld. We're doing it right now actually, we're working on one of them. I said it before, but the real strategy to get like infinite fame is to buy chatbot farms. We're gonna get chatbot farms, and we are going to get a bunch of like super right-wing chatbots that talk about how the purple Yoshi in this game is too woke and how you need to cancel this game. And then we're also gonna get chatbots arguing with them. And we're gonna make each side of the chatbots say something really stupid and rage baity, and then we're gonna retweet this with the other side of the chatbots and like dunk on them. And that way we're gonna start a discourse about this game until we get famous and real people join in, at which point we can retire the chatbot farms. And by that time there's gonna be so much real discourse, no one's ever gonna know that all it was is just a bunch of chatbots. Luigi might be playable, I don't know yet. Why don't you actually do that? Who says I'm not gonna do that? Dude, if that actually works, that would be crazy. Maybe we should try it. And then I can make a YouTube video about having done that.
I love Mario.
Thank you for the I love Mario. Thank you for the 11 months. Zeta Zeta. Oh, no problem. I don't mind you harassing me. Make up a fake Andy vocal. Dude, almost all of, I'm convinced they're all fake. I don't think they're real. It's rage bait. They're not real. Bowser is kind of a simp, so he's always gonna be exactly at the same place on the political spectrum as he believes Peach is. He's just copy pasting those because he wants to get in those DMs. Bowser's political orientation is incel, but like not one of the bad ones, one of the good ones. Bowser would make you a sandwich. He would be the one in the kitchen. Actually, what am I saying? Incel, but one of the good ones instead of one of the bad ones? That's just male feminist, right? See guys, sometimes it's not so bad that we're all talking about politics. Sometimes we get good shit posts out of it. This doesn't really look great, but I'm sure we can salvage it somehow. The oeuvre of Christopher Nolan. I don't know what that is. Let me just... Alright, that's 14. 1, 2, 3... Oh wait, that's 6 already. Oh, wait, no, that's 15 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. I don't know, Buet. Yeah, I should Google it. It's probably a porn thing and I don't want to Google it. Okay, now the cave looks a lot cooler. The head does have gravity. Well, the texture at the front is currently bugged, but don't worry about it. It's very easy to fix. I fell in the water because there's a bug with the thing here. You can only really fall in the water if you let go of A. So you're not really supposed to fall in the water, it's just there as a safety mechanism. Okay, fine, I'll take your word. Let's say Buet is not porn. Let's go on Google Images. I mean, I guess it's porn inspired. Maybe it's not fully there, but it's definitely crossing into that territory. It's definitely crossing into Guna territory. Porn and Spidey equals one. No, that's not what I'm saying. Look at the face she's making. I don't look at any, but that is definitely some Guna stuff. Ruining the search. Alright, anyway. I think we're done for today. We got 16 stars planned. We want 5 more stars in the overworld. And we found 5 new stars to put in the overworld just by going through the first 5 courses. Which, if we continue this, means we're probably gonna go above 21 stars, and then maybe we have to put like 185 stars in this game. Maybe we put 200 stars in the game, I don't know, I'm fine with all of it. I do want the overworld to feel as alive as possible. So maybe we just say fuck it and go to 200, we'll see. Doesn't really make a big difference in the amount of content we have to do. I mean, it does have more stars than Odyssey, because Odyssey has moons. We can do that. We can actually genuinely just say that. Anyway, I will see you guys next stream. Bye bye.